Hi, welcome to Pro School's YouTube channel. My name is Samir, and just giving my brief profile. I am an MBA, an engineer, a CFA, and an FRM. Worked with some of the investment banking firms. So I'll give some idea from what I was able to learn from the programs, both CFA and FRM, that I have covered both. So CFA as a program, you can imagine, is a master's program in, say, investments. CFA primarily focuses on evaluating investments, analyzing investments, presenting the investments to the potential clients, be retail institutions. So if I want to study more about investments, understand how an investment is to be figured out, all of that is what the CFA as a course will help you understand. So that's the brief headline of what CFA does. If you look at FRM, FRM is a program on financial risk management. But if you go through the syllabus, like how when I did it, the focus of the program is primarily into banking risk management. So the program will tell you, especially the level 2 of FRM will tell you about credit risk, operational risk, financial risk, how do we deal with it. But in general, who needs this? So this will typically be needed by a bank, and that's been the primary focus of FRM. Say for example, if I am a finance professional and I understand investments, let's say, and I want to understand how does an AMC deal with, say, risk. So that is something that is not that dealt with in that detail, okay, in FRM. So the focus of FRM as a program is primarily to banking risk management. So let's say I am somebody who is working in a bank, let's say support function to treasury, or maybe in the banking treasury, where you actually end up opening up a lot of financial positions for the bank. That is the time when probably I should pursue a program like FRM. Okay. Whereas if I am somebody who wants to get into, say, financial services as an industry, I need those skill sets which will help me evaluate investments in general. Okay. And that's where CFA as a program becomes much more relevant. So if my prior profile is into banking, good to do FRM. But if I am a fresher, if I am from a profile which is different than a bank, even though if I might be in financial services, I want to progress my career into investments as a domain, then the holistic program that covers this would be CFA. So if you are a potential candidate interested in learning more about CFA, Pro School has a comprehensive training program which teaches you all 3 levels of CFA. You can get in touch with our counselors. Link for the same is provided in the description. So FRM is primarily divided into 2 parts, first level and second level, but if you choose, you can give both the exams simultaneously as well, and that is one of the reasons probably why students feel they should do FRM, because the time duration required for it is relatively less. Obviously it is not suggested for you to give both the parts together because the content in part 1 and part 2 is fairly different. But even if I do it with a break, let's say, it might take me 1 or 1.5 years to write the FRM, both the levels. Compared to that, CFA, you will have to spend at least 2 to 3 years, say, writing level 1 in a year and then level 2 and level 3 in the subsequent years. In terms of job profiles, I would say with the CFA level 1, you get a chance to show on your CV that you're not just interested in finance and investments, but you are also taking some effort for it, and that is what probably a potential recruiter will look at with the CFA level 1 on your CV, and therefore he will give you a chance for an interview or so. Maybe one can try to go for junior analyst profiles with most of the companies. With the level 2, obviously you not only show that you are interested in finance, but you also show that you have the aptitude and the grit to actually cover those exams and do work like that. With that, the chances of landing up a job, I would say, increase a lot, and that's why you will see many candidates will do level 2 at least. And with the level 3, however, you are focusing on each different asset class. So I might be working on, say, bonds or fixed income, and the level 3 in fact takes me to same level of depth, let's say in equities or in derivatives. So people may choose to do a level 3 or may not choose to do a level 3 because level 2 itself gives you good opportunities. But with level 3 CFA, obviously the companies, one, you can have a CFA charter, 2, companies can market your profile better to potential clients. FRM, I would say part 1 you do, it's more like a foundation which gives you some clarity on the building blocks of how risk management actually works. But with the part 2, yes, definitely you get a better recognition, especially in the banking space. With the financial institutions also we can say, but more so in the banking space. So my sense about after doing both the programs is as a fresh candidate or as somebody who wants to break into the finance and investment field, obviously CFA is the default choice. Let's say I have done my graduation or my post graduation and I am landing a job with a bank, maybe in the credit side or in the market risk side of it, then the default choice would be FRM. So if there is a banking background, think about FRM as a program. That doesn't mean you should not do CFA. You can do CFA as well, especially for credit risk side of the banking. CFA would be a good choice. But for everybody in general, the more preferred course would be CFA. At least it gives you a opening into the investment field. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.